Hi, welcome back. In this video, we are going to discuss about various services offered by the cloud service providers. So you'll see that cloud computing is nothing but the collection of various services offered by the cloud service provider. To accomplish any task in the cloud, you make use of any of the service offered by the cloud service provider. There are many services for various tasks. So if you go to the console of AWS service provider, then you will see here the various services available on the console. Like you can see the compute service, you have the container service, you have management and governance service, you have IAM services. So there are a bundle of various services available here. You want to work with the media services, here are the media services available, database services, migration services, and so on. So the if you want to create a server, definitely you are going to use the compute service, or if you are working with the microservices and you want to use the container service, then there are the various services available in the container. And the same way, if you want to create a database or you want to store something, then there are the database services or the storage services. Then you can see here there are the multiple services available for various tasks, including the IoT, robotic, machine learning, networking. That container services are there, and you can find various services available on the dashboard of AWS console. So all those services can be grouped into different type of the cloud services that is known as infrastructure as a service, or platform as a service, or function as a service, or software as a service. So all the available services in the cloud service provider can be grouped into these different type of the services. Like if you want to get infrastructures like server or the storage or the network, so the cloud service provider can you provide that service, whereas you can rent out or the lease out some infrastructure from them. Or the platform as a service, you can get the tools and the softwares required for development of the applications, or they can also provide you the facilities, whereas you can run your own code into the cloud without having any infrastructure in place, or to bother about any infrastructure for that one. Or you, if you don't want to develop your own application, then the cloud service provider can provide you software as a service, whereas you can rent their available software. So we will see in detail all these one by one. So let's see what is this infrastructure as a service. So this is a service by which the cloud service provider will provide you infrastructure as per your requirement. If you need few server, you can take it from the cloud service provider. If you want to have some device to connect them together, you can take it from the cloud service provider. You need any infrastructure, like you need the storage disk, you can take it from the cloud service provider. You need the security device, you can take it from the cloud service provider. So all the infrastructure required for your requirements can be taken on rent or on lease from the cloud service provider. After that, you can install your own software, your own tools, your own applications in the infrastructure, and further to that one, providing the patching and upgrading the softwares lies on the customer. You can connect to those infrastructures remotely from anywhere through internet. So once you have taken those infrastructure from the cloud service provider, then cloud service provider will have responsibilities of managing those hardware, like connecting them together and providing the electrical connections, or the cooling environment lies on the cloud service provider, or the hardware to be upgraded, that is also again the responsibility of the cloud service provider. Replacing the hardware is the responsibility of the cloud service provider. Doing the virtualization, because these hardwares are being shared among the customers, then this responsibility lies on the cloud service provider. And the security of the hardware devices again is the responsibility of the cloud service provider. As a customer, you have the responsibilities of managing your software, application, and tools which you have installed in the hardware devices, patching of those softwares is the responsibilities lies on the customer. If you are having some licenses, managing those licensing are the responsibility of the customers, or you want to upgrade those tools or the softwares, is again the responsibilities of the customers. You want the backup of those applications and the softwares is the responsibility of the customers. And if you are developing some software, creating the appropriate runtime for those applications is the responsibilities of the customer. So going for the infrastructure services will provide some benefits to the customer, like they can save on their cost because they will be paying only for that devices what they will be using, and up to what time they will be using. They will be paying only for that and they will not pay something extra. Then it is more flexible because you have many options to select from the devices available with the cloud service provider. Then the security compliance for the security for the infrastructure again is the responsibility which lies to the cloud service provider, and you need not to worry about that one. You have more secure environment in the cloud. They gives multi-layer of the security options by which you can secure your applications, your hardware, and you have the facility of accessing these hardware devices, your application, your software from anywhere, anytime. So the another service is the software as a service offered by the cloud service provider. In this, a customer gets subscription of a cloud hosted application. These applications are managed centrally by the cloud service provider, and customer subscribes only to the features which are required for his day-to-day work. So with the SaaS service, a customer can have many benefits, like he can save on the cost because instead of buying complete application, he can subscribe to the required features only. So in that way, he can save a lot of money. Then he is getting rid of the management of the applications, like installing of the application, upgrading it, and management of the patching, licensing. All the responsibilities lies with the cloud service provider. Hence it's not a burden on the customer when he subscribes to the SaaS applications. So the next service from the cloud is the platform as a service, that is known as the PaaS. So generally this service is offered to the application development team. Whenever you need to have a new application development project, it is required to develop a environment having the relevant tools, applications, software, hardware. So instead of you develop your environment yourself and invest into it, you can approach to the cloud service provider and you can rent this environment for you. Setting up of the tools, application, hardware will be the responsibility of the cloud service provider, and you can just focus on your application development. Some of the PaaS tools are like AWS Elastic Beanstalk and OpenShift. Also, you have a Apache Stratos. Coming to the next cloud service, that is function as a service. This is also known as the serverless. In this cloud service, your code is executed automatically based on some event. You need to just provide your code to the cloud and it is being executed automatically without you bother about any infrastructure, storage, network part. That all is taken care by the cloud service provider. And this is very useful when you want to create some backend services, like you want to activate some backend data processing or format conversion or encoding job, or for data aggregation, you want to implement those in the backend as a parallel task. So these are the various offerings from the cloud service provider, like infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. You will see mainly here the difference lies in the management of the various tasks. In case of the infrastructure as a service, you will find that the customer manage the operating systems, middleware, runtime, data application, whereas the managing of the virtualization, servers, storage, and networking lies on the cloud service provider. Whereas on other side, if you see the software as a service, in this everything is managed by the cloud service provider. Your total cost also depends on the service. If you go for the IaaS service, then you will see that you are paying less because most of the things are managed by the customer here. Whereas if you go for the software as a service, you end up paying more because in this case, all the things are managed by the cloud service provider. So you need to be very clear on your requirement. In the cloud offerings, you may end up paying more money if you are not analyzing your requirement properly, whereas you can pay less if you are very clear on your requirements. Hope this has been useful for you. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.